The space program is costing us about $5 billion a year, and if there is anyone left anywhere who still cares about money, he might reasonably ask what we are getting for all of it. If it is simply a matter of keeping ahead of the Russians in a procession of high-altitude tricks and stunts, it probably isn't worth it. It is doubtful that a few points on the international Gallup poll in Asia and Africa, a little increased national prestige in Asia and Africa, it's doubtful that's worth more than maybe 35 cents. If it is simply a matter of displaying our technical expertise by orbiting around the Earth a series of metal tanks carrying men, radios, switches, knobs, and chicken salad and squeeze tubes, that probably isn't worth the money either. But there is another element. It is said that by exploring space, we will increase the sum of human knowledge and perhaps make some basic discoveries, learn some dimensions and insights previously unknown.
I'm Lieutenant Aldron. I just got down off my 56th mission. I'm stationed here at an advanced base in Korea, flying with the 51st Fighter Interceptor Wing.
A lot of things can go wrong. And I said, well, look, I've been a scuba diver, and you don't work against the current. You slowly kind of maneuver, and it's delicate how you move around. You need to do them delicately, not muscle. Some of the astronauts said, no, that's not going to be any good. There's a big difference between water and space. But everything I did do worked out so well that neutral buoyancy has ever since been the way you train.
Gemini 12 with Aldron and Lovell was exceptionally successful. And I hand it to Buzz Aldrin. He really made advancements on working in space to try to do things. That was the good news. The bad news was they did such a good job that they canceled Gemini 13, which Neil and I were going to fly on.
Well, Mr. Armstrong, your son is one of the two civilians chosen. How long has he been flying, sir?
Since before he was 16 years of age.
Before 16? This would mean that he had his wings before he had his driver's license, right?
That's right.
Now, how would you feel, Ms. Armstrong, if it turned out, of course nobody knows, but if it turns out that your son is the first man to land on the moon, how will you feel?
Well, I guess I just say God bless him, and I wish him the best of all good luck.
Could you philosophize on just why you think we should go to the moon?
I think there's so many questions, so many reasons why we should. And if we don't try to expand ourselves and expand our horizons, which I think the space program is the biggest example of expanding your horizons that man has ever undertaken, we're not going to progress as a nation. From all standpoints, it's a good program. And why we want to go to the moon specifically, well, it's the closest thing that we haven't explored to our Earth, and it's the first step into understanding the whole universe.
39X3, take one.
Background action. Doors.
Now this is called the clean room. It's completely sterilized so that no dust or dirt will contaminate the critical parts. Workers entering the clean room must first stand on this crate, which shakes all the dirt loose from the shoes and the clothing like this.
I think we'd better move on now. We'll go in that direction.
Well, we had a little trouble with that one, didn't we? As you've just seen, when we make a motion picture, we can shoot a scene over and over until we get it right. Now, Saturn and Apollo must be successful the very first time, because the astronauts' lives depend upon it. And from the caliber of people I have met in the aerospace business, and from the quality of the work, I saw being done there, I'm certain that it will be successful. And on the very first take. So please, all of you, be extra careful. Be extra, extra careful. Won't you? And on the very first take. So please, all of you, be extra careful. Be extra, extra careful. Won't you? And on the very first take.